Hello, I am the unidentified bass player, specifically bluegrass bass player. I've chosen this location at a bluegrass festival that it's pouring rain outside, so this has given me the opportunity to say a few things. First of all, no one chooses to play bluegrass bass. It is much more exciting to play one of the other instruments in bluegrass, especially the mandolin, because really, when you think about it, there are far less notes on the bass, and they are spaced farther apart than, say, the rapid notes played on a mandolin, fiddle, or banjo. Thus, bass players in bluegrass suffer from an image problem. Most people are not paying much attention to them at all. As a matter of fact, in many photographs of bands, you will see the unidentified bass player's hair, maybe his nose, but you will rarely see his face, because the common assumption is that he is not that important, he or she. Well, I am here to change that perception. Many bands are made or broken on the skill of the bass player. If you do not believe me, ask famous bass players in bluegrass, such as Sheldon Speedy or Drew Elmer. These players know how important their positions are. The bluegrass player in bluegrass sets the beat and even the rhythm, and all the other players should be listening to the bass player. They should be setting their timing to him just like a clock. If they do that, then this wonderful music that Bill Monroe invented will be played the way Bill Monroe wanted it and imagined it to be played. If the bass player has to play the offbeat because it's not there, then things begin to fall apart, and the rhythm and the bass beat starts to fluctuate. There's nothing more frustrating to an experienced bluegrass fan than a fluctuating bass player. I try and avoid fluctuating whenever I am on stage. I sometimes fluctuate in a jam. The life of a bluegrass bass player is difficult. Not only do you suffer from low self-image, you also compensate by talking more on stage, cracking jokes, talking to the sound man, talking to the girls in the front row, talking to the bar owner's dog or cat, anything to keep your sanity. Because after all, what are you really thinking? G, D, G, D, C, G, C, G, G, D, G, D, D, A, G. That can get pretty monotonous after a while, and your mind starts to wander. My mind is wandering right now, just thinking about it. Now you also have a choice between playing a stand-up acoustic bass or an electric bass. If you're going to play a stand-up acoustic, you have to have a vehicle that will carry them because they are large. If you're going to play an electric bass, you have to learn how to disguise its electric properties, cut way down on the sustain, deaden the sound, even put rubber on the bridge. Many different tricks to try and make it sound like a bluegrass bass. Get that thump going. One last thing I'd like to say about playing bluegrass bass. See that you keep your bass clean. Nothing worse than looking at a large instrument with fingerprints and grease all over it. So take the time to polish it up a bit. I would ask if you have any questions about playing bluegrass bass. Do not ask me, because I am remaining anonymous. My life is probably in danger, just acknowledging the torment that I have lived for the past 40 years. If you recognize me because of my voice, please do not tell other people who I am. I was unable to get voice recognition software to change my voice. My sympathy goes out to bands that are looking for good bluegrass bass players. Personally, I know of some bands that went through as many as 11 bass players in their first year. Any opportunity you have, praise your bass player. Make him feel good. Pay for his meal, pay for his drinks. That's just from personal experience. And don't expect him to drive the bus all the time. That's all I have to say for now. Do good, avoid evil.